Aloha Stampers, I'm Cheryl Hamilton, and today I want to show you a Z-fold card that I made using the Peaceful Place suite. That's one of my very favorites that's in the Holiday Mini Catalog. Now this paper is pretty much black and white and gray, and it's really beautiful. With it's specialty paper, so it has lots of sparkles in it that you might be able to see, but it's a Z-fold, so it opens like this. I just have one little cherry cobbler cardinal in there. It is a little bit oversized. It's a square, and so it won't fit in a standard envelope. You'll have to make your own or just give it along with your gift. I just want to show you a couple more things that I've made using this suite. Here's a bridge fold card that we did at our retreat recently, and then something we're doing next week that's super cute is a little mini milk carton. Isn't that cute? And the top just comes off. You have to load it up with candy. And so I've used the same suite for this. And I have another one. I like this one best, I think, but this one was all kind of grays and whites. And yeah, so I'm having fun with that suite. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make that Z-fold card. Today I'm going to be showing you a project that is made from the Peaceful Place suite. It's in your mini catalog that looks like this, and on page 36, 37, and 38. And it's really beautiful paper. The paper is called Peaceful Place 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. And you can tell I've kind of chopped it up a lot, but because it's specialty, it has lots of bling in there, and it's gorgeous. And look at this piece, it's so pretty. And it's basically black and whites and grays. And there's just, it's endless, the stuff you can do with it. It's very pretty. And so let me see, it has it has a stamp set called Peaceful Cabin, and with a little fox, trees, and some nice sentiments, and then some cabin dies that are kind of unusual, and I'll show you in a little bit how I've been using them. What else? Sequins, sparkly ribbon, and this is just the set. So let me show you a couple of projects. This is a bridge fold card that we made at our Island Style Stampers Retreat last month, and I just put a little bit of red to be a contrast, and I love this. It's really pretty. And another thing we'll be making at my Christmas club that goes with this is a little milk carton that you can fill with candy. Isn't that cute? And this will be in a different video. So if you really want to learn how to make this, look for milk carton video or something like that. But I haven't done it yet, and my little rhinestones are falling off. Oh well. The thing we're making today is this Z-fold card. And it's a little taller than normal, but it's worth it. You know, it turns out to be 6 by 6, but so I'll have to make a special envelope for it, but it's so pretty. So I'll show you how we make this card. Let's start with a piece of basic black cardstock, and the base is 11 by 5.5. And then I'm just going to score it at 2 3/4, and then at 5.5. Okay, so there's my base. And then this leftover piece, I'm going to cut 11 by 1. And I do like this about our trimmer, that if you're right-handed, you can just scoot it in to the 1 inch and use your right hand to cut it. It's one of the things I like. I'm using Peaceful Place Designer Series paper, and for this big square on the right side, I'm going to use this paper. And this is kind of unusual. As you can see, you're going to cut it in quarters. So you're going to have 4 6x6 pieces out of this. And I've already done one. You're cutting this pretty square designer series paper, 5 3/8 by 5 3/8 for the main image. And then you're going to cut 2 pieces designer series paper for the panels, and you're cutting these 5 3/8 by 2 5/8. Okay, and then you have this leftover piece. Actually, I forgot to score it. I want to score this at the same score lines as I had on my base, and that is 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. But when you do a Z-fold card, you have the same score lines like this, but you switch it around. Okay, so let me see. Here's how I'm going to fold the card in half and then fold one panel back. And with this one, I'm going to put the longer edge here. So I'm folding this and then folding it back like that. And just crease it with your bone folder. And I'm going to glue it, like I said, with the longer piece that isn't scored. I'm going to stick it down here. Just put glue only on this left panel. You don't want it on the second panel. And then let me think about this one. Yeah, this one too. I only want glue on this right section right here. I want to make sure that it's going to be able to pop out in the middle. So I'm just going to put some like this. Glue it down to the end. And you might want to make sure that it closes okay and it all comes together, and it does, so that's good. Okay, so there's your, there's the start of your card, or the base. Now I've cut 4 pieces of basic white, and I have, let me see, 3 by 6, 3 1/2 by 6, 2 by 4 1/2, and 2 by 4 for the sentiment. Now this is the really cool part. If this doesn't sell you on a stamparatus, I just don't know what will. This is great. So I have lined this up. Okay, so I don't know if you can see everything. I'll try to do it so you can see it. So what I've done for my class I'm going to have is they sell this grid paper that is made just for the stamparatus. I guess it's 7 by 7. And this is really useful. I always write down the position to put your card and things like that in here. Okay, so I'm starting with the cabin. Oops, you can't see it. I'm sorry. See this down here. Cabin 3 by 6 piece is going to go right there. And I'm putting it against the edge here and lining it up. I'm mostly going by the line up here and here. And there's that. And then I'm doing the fox, because can you see on the top here? I have the cabin and the fox that I'm going to be stamping at the same time. So this fox is the 2 by 4 1/4 piece. Oops, it's not that. What is it? This one. Okay, here, I want to show you the dies really quick so you'll know what I'm talking about. See how I'm going to stamp a cabin up here, but I had to position it, and then it cuts out the cabin, but it keeps going and cuts out like a snowy slope. And these magnets are serious. So I'm sure you've heard this before, but don't let these two magnets get very close or they'll snap and just break. But anyway, here's the fox one, and I wanted to stamp near the top. Okay, so I'm using Memento ink, which is my favorite black ink because I don't find that it smears. And I'm gonna set it. I have this down, the camera kind of close, but I have to move things around. So when I'm stamping on this, I'll usually have a stamp set underneath, and it just makes it nice and firm for the surface. And the fox, well, we'll see how it turns out. The nice thing with the stamparatus is you can do it over if it doesn't. Can you guys see? I don't think you can see my cabin. There you go. Okay, so here goes. And don't smoosh the fox too much, just because if it doesn't show up enough, and see, that one's perfect. If it doesn't show up enough, you can do it over. I'm going to put a little more Memento for the cabin. There you go. So I like those. And see, what I'll do is I'll line them up really carefully with my cut and emboss machine, and just like that. And then you're going to have this little slope also. Same with the fox. So I'll go over in a little bit and do that. Okay, now I'm ready for this side. And so I have trees, and this was the bigger piece. The trees is the 3.5 by 6. So again, just place it right there. Oops. And the sentiment I'm putting over here also. It's 2 by 4, and the reason I'm doing this sentiment with this, and then I have to cut it out later with the rectangle stitch dies. And there's 2 reasons. One is because I'll probably will never get it straight if I cut out that die first. And the second reason is this, look at the font on this. It's really skinny and tiny, and there's a chance that you're not going to stamp it perfectly. I just, with the black, I have trouble. I really like using a stamparatus. The other thing really important with this is I've seen people in class do it and just smush it. Don't do that, because this is a beautiful, skinny little font, and you don't want it spread out or smushed. And if it doesn't show up well enough, you just do it again with the stamparatus. Okay, here goes. So I'm just kind of tapping on it, but not doing it really hard. Oh, I could use a little bit more, but it's pretty good. I kind of should have had this under here. Stamparatus, it's great. It's also really wonderful if you're going to do a bunch of them. If you're doing Christmas cards and you're going to make like 40 of them or 20 of them, it'll be great. Let me go cut these out. Okay, I'm back. I forgot to tell you, I like to clean my stamps on the stamparatus with a, what's it called? I'll put it in the video, a squeegee, I think, but I cut it in quarters. It's real easy to handle that way. And just clean them off, and then they'll be sitting here ready for the next person. Okay, I'll get it out of my way. Okay, so I've cut out these 4 pieces, and if they're kind of stuck on the edge, you can just pull it or snip it. And the leftover piece we're going to do something with. Let me see, the fox is good. This one, probably need to cut it. And there's my sentiment. Okay, so with these leftover pieces, I'm going to stamp the cute little fence, and then I'll go cut that out. Okay. I'm ready now to put on the cabin. Do that one first. And let me see, I'm going to glue it all the way down to the black piece. It's going to go over, and I'm just going to trim the edge. The other thing is always be aware of your glue, because you don't want to have it, if I put glue all over this, it's going to glue to here and make a big mess. So I'm just gluing on the black part. If I could find my glue, here's some. Here's one. Let me just tell you, I've made all the mistakes for you guys. So hopefully, I'm putting it down just to get it even with the bottom. But hopefully, you won't make as many as I did when I first did this. And then this part that's overlapping, I'm just going to snip it off. It's going to be covered pretty well, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Okay, next thing I'm doing, think about this, is the trees. I'm going to want the trees on this side. I'll snip off this end. Yeah, that'll work. That's why a video is good, because I kind of forget how I did it sometimes. So I'm just going to go right up against the edge here and glue it down. This part will be covered, the part that's not even, so it's all going to work. Just want to make sure it's good, even at the bottom, and it seems fine. And then I'm going to cut this off again. Oh, okay, that's right. So when you fold it, it needs to fold right here. The black part behind had a score line in it, but the white, I just didn't know where to do it. So I'm going to kind of force it down and use a bone folder and make it fold right there. Okay, you guys still with me? Hopefully. Okay, next thing is the fox. And how was I doing this? Let me see. I measured it so that I can put it on, the fold line that's right there between the trees. I'm going to glue him so that he's totally over to that fold line. And I measured so that you wouldn't have a fold in the fox. It'll be right here. Okay, so remember how you want to be careful about where your glue is. I don't want to put it up here because it'll be stuck down here. So let me start over at the right side where the fold is. Okay, just let me think about it. Okay, so over here. And then kind of goes up here and over to here. Yeah, and okay, but you see what I'm doing. I just don't want extra glue all over the place. So to stick him down, I'm going to put him at the bottom of the card, and I'm starting with the right where that little crease is. And there he is. And then again, you'll kind of, when you close it, it'll force it to crease right there after the fox. Okay, I think that's basically it. So I didn't like that right there, and so that's one of the reasons that I used the sentiment in the cabin. I like the "May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season," but I needed a skinny one for a cross here to hide that the edge right there. So I'm gonna use dimensionals. Pop it up. Okay, so I have my dimensionals on there. I'm going to put it to cover this line right there. And I'll put it down really close to the bottom. So there's that. I put mini dimensionals on my fences. I'll put one. I don't know where to put it. Let me think. See, I want to cover that. That's an awkward little spot right there where the tree just stops. So I'll put one right there, but you don't want to make the bridges fold. I think that's good. Okay, and then the other one I will put on this side. We're almost done. Let's get a bird. I'm just putting like a dot because I don't want my glue to come out. This bird is from, let me see, Beautiful Trees Dies. This is the whole reason I bought those dies is for this cardinal, but I do need to use the other dies a little bit, but I think this is all I've used so far. Isn't that great? Almost done. So I'm just going to put a few of these subtle shimmer sequins in the sky. And don't put dots of glue on your sequins. It'll just, there's no way to prevent it from getting on your hands, but just use little teeny dots, the smallest you can get on the card, and then take your pick tool to grab things. See, I don't know what I want. Just grab some. Come on, silver. Boy, I just thought about this. Where am I going to write on this pretty card? Oops, this came off. Just a second. Isn't that neat? So I'll do an envelope. Oh, I need to do something back here for sure. So I'm going to probably cut a piece of Whisper White. Let me do something and I'll be right back. Okay, I've cut a piece of basic white, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 to go on the back, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment that I wanted to use. May you enjoy peace of this beautiful season. The peace. So see if I can get it straight. Almost. It's pretty good. And I'm using basic gray. Just thought I'd add some snowflakes or something on the top. Be careful with this one because it's got little teeny things and it'd be really easy to have shadows showing on your card or to smush it too much. I think I'm happy with that. Okay. Put it on the back. There you go. That's a really special card for someone. And now all I have to do is find my envelope punch board so I can make a custom envelope for this. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you give this card a try and make sure you purchase a stamparatus. Maybe I convinced you that you really need one of those. I think they're so useful. Okay. Thanks so much. You guys have a great day. Aloha.